but I was prepared for it because I had prepared myself for so long before my mission. I was able to perform in my mission at a higher rate or a higher efficiency, or I was just good at what I did. And at the end of each 6-week period, where there's a transfer period where like missionaries can switch areas and stuff and companions, that all has to get orchestrated by the president and the assistants to the president. So when I was with Elder Mendenhall, in my first transfer as an assistant to the president and ambassador from the Ogden mission, I didn't know how the whole process worked naturally because I had never been a part of the process before. And I did not really help that much in that process during that time because everything was so new. I was still just learning. So I basically just watched Elder Mendenhall and the president of the Salt Lake City mission. His name was Bruce Wynn. And he and Elder Mendenhall, my companion, had this board. It was like a marker board, a white marker board that opened up like a book. And inside, there was lines dividing the marker board space. And then there was pictures with little like magnets or sticky things on the back. And there was a picture for every missionary, and there was 240. And then there was, each column was a zone. So there was like, I don't know, 12 zones in our area divided by 240 missionaries. So they were all in there. And then there were rows that divided the zones into districts. And then more rows that divided the districts into companionships. So it's just 240 pictures divided up in spaces, and you have to know the skill level, the skill set, the personalities and temperaments, and the progress and the potential of all these people. And you have to combine them in such a way that it will not only progress the mission and the church membership growth, but also the human beings, the people, like the missionaries themselves, and their personal human development. So it's like this gigantic thing where you're just thrust into it, and you're like the grandfather guiding these little baby missionaries. Like, it's just this wild experience that I got to be exposed to that is so rare. Like, on the planet Earth, the amount of people that have done that process in particular is next to nothing, zero. Like, there's been more enlightened Buddhas on this planet than there has been of people who did what I just described. So like, that's wild just by itself. And the first time I did it with Elder Mendenhall and the president, Bruce Wynn, I just watched, and it took weeks. It took weeks, and up to the last day, it took until 11 p.m. or something like that. So like an hour before the deadline. When I was the senior companion and I was with Elder Humphreys, and Elder Humphreys was just watching like I just watched when I was with Elder Mendenhall, I had learned that the record, actually when I was with Elder Mendenhall, it didn't get finalized until the morning before the announcement. Like, we announced it on there's like a giant meeting for everybody who has to like move, we notify them and just tell them that they're moving, but we don't tell them where they're moving, like the night before. So everybody who has to be like transferred or moved has to pack up all their stuff and drive to the mission headquarters, and then we reveal who got moved where, and then they just meet up with their new companion, and then they go back to their new area. So it's like a whole process, and generally that process isn't finalized until that morning. And I learned that the record of the fastest time that process has ever been completed was 11 p.m. the night before. And that was done by 4 missionaries who were considered high-level skilled and like good missionaries. 4 of them, and that was a few transfers before I had arrived. So the record was to complete the transfer board, to finalize the transfer board, the record was 11 p.m. the night before. And the regular standard was a few like hours or minutes before the actual real announcements. So what did I do? By myself, because Elder Humphreys didn't have any idea what was going on at all, I did it by 7 p.m. So I was 4 hours faster than 4 missionaries by myself finalizing transfer data. And then I decided to celebrate because it was the week after my birthday, and I had just received a gift card for Chipotle as a birthday gift from my mom. So I went to Chipotle, and I'm at Chipotle eating my bowl, and Elder Humphreys is like, hey, don't you think we should go like knock on some doors? I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? I just shattered the record by 4 hours by myself. I'm chilling the rest of the night. Like he didn't understand what he was watching. Like, he didn't realize what I did. It would be like if an American person went to India and witnessed the World Series or the Super Bowl of cricket, the sport cricket, and the person that they went to go visit in India was ecstatic because that was like their childhood team that had never won a championship, and they just won the championship, and you don't even know how the rules are played. You don't understand anything that you're witnessing at all on any level other than the fact that it's like a sport. That's the only thing you can comprehend. And after the championship game is won, the whole town is like doing some kind of like group activity because it never had happened before, and it's a small town in India. And you're like telling your friend, like, hey man, do you want to like go for a walk in the woods? You know what I mean? Like just some random thing like this, you know, just being completely away from that event. That Indian guy that would be your friend would look at you like, bro, you don't have the slightest idea what's going on. And that is exactly what I did with Elder Humphreys. I didn't even try to explain it to him. I just told him no, and I just kept eating, and then we went back to the place where we were living, and I just chilled out for the rest of the night.